All right. Woohoo, we're live. How you doing, YouTube? So it's Wednesday night, which means it's in time for another episode of Dancing for Relevancy, which we go over the week in Dancing with the Stars Juniors, and Strictly Come Dancing. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit late this week. I got a call from my best friend, one of my best friends from like 20 years ago, and we were just shooting the shit and just went a little bit long, so sorry. So last weekend, I actually got my first Christmas tree because, you know, this is my first apartment I've had by myself. So I actually got my first Christmas tree. It's a fake tree and it's got lights on it, but it's fucking huge. It's 7.5 feet. And here's the thing. All of the other, shit in terms of the Christmas tree, it was real easy to put together. Like, it was a fucking breeze. Pop, pop, pop. It's together, right? But then you've got to fucking fluff every single little branch. And this is a goddamn 7.5-inch tree. There is a lot of branches. I was like, oh my God, this is going to take me forever. And it took me so long. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, let me tell you something. This tree is not coming down once it's going back up. I don't care how white trash it looks. I'm keeping this up all year round. And she actually came up with a brilliant idea. She was like, well, you should just decorate it for every holiday. It can be a Christmas tree. It can be a Valentine's Day tree. It can be a Mardi Gras tree. And I mean, like, when she said that, it was like someone went, oh, in my brain. I'm like, oh my God, I can totally see it. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything for Valentine's Day, though, because I hate it. But I'll definitely do Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day, White Day, which is a holiday only in Japan. I can also do 4th of July, and I can even do Halloween. So I'm like, yes, a billion times yes, for sure. So that was this weekend. And then, Monday was fine. And then Tuesday, I wake up at 5 in the morning. It is 5 in the morning on Tuesday. And I wake up because my eye is killing. It hurts so bad. So I go and I look in the mirror and it was so red. And I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, I didn't sleep in my contacts. I took my contacts out, so I don't know what happened. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I went to work. Oh my God. And the sunlight it was so sensitive to sunlight. I had to literally like drive to work like this. Well, first of all, I had to put on my glasses because I couldn't wear my contacts because I didn't want to risk my contacts with that, whatever that was. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was pink eye. So I wore my my glasses, and they have transition lenses. So I didn't really need it so much for the sun coming into my eyes, but I just couldn't see anything. So I had to drive like that. So I get to work, and instantly everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what happened? And so I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think it might be pink eye. I don't know. So I'm trying to work, and I'm like, I'm sitting there at my computer, and I'm trying to see, and it was so ridiculous that, okay, I'm like, okay, so I was at 9:30. I'd only been at work for an hour and a half. At 9:30, I was like, I've got to go. I was like, I've got to go to the doctor because my eye doctor didn't even open until 10 a.m. anyways. So I was like, okay, I definitely have to go. So I went to the doctor, and I didn't have an appointment. I'm like, I don't have an appointment. And he was like, that's fine. We can see you. It's all good. So he saw me, and then he did some tests in my eye, and he was like, so it's not pink eye. And I was like, okay, what is it? And he's like, well, I'm 99% sure that it's just a corneal abrasion, but it is an interesting looking abrasion, so there's a 1% chance it might be shingles. I was like, bitch, really? Shingles? God damn it. Ugh, so irritated. So, but he gave me a prescription for some drops, and I put the drops in. First of all, I had to go back to work. I know. Well, so I had applied for a Missouri State gaming license, and the Missouri Gaming Commission was here in town, and they were interviewing people today only. Of course it's today only. So I went to the interview and I got it. I got my license, and I knew I would. I've never been turned down for a gaming license. I've got gaming licenses all over the country. But I'm sure I looked a hot mess, with my, big old red inflamed eye. But then as soon as that was done, I was done by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home for the day. I got to get out of the sunlight, so I got home, close everything up, just put in drops every 2 hours. And then I woke up today and it wasn't so bad. And now it's actually not that bad. Right? So that's good. That's a good thing, right? So I'm going to keep my glasses on and not wear my contacts for a little while at least, because I just want to make sure that it heals properly before I put contacts on again. So I am definitely I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and here's the thing about the podcasts. They're all really good. And the ones that I've been listening to my two favorite podcasts at the moment. Now, Stassi, I know I have said that Stassi Schroeder from Vanderpump Rules has my favorite podcast, and she does have a good one. But now there's been two that have come out that are actually, I like them a little bit better. And one is Delisted the Podcast, which is, that one might be my absolute favorite podcast of all time because it is hysterical. And then the other one is called Dishing with Digest, and it's got two editors from Soap Opera Digest, and they interview a different soap opera person every podcast. And it's fucking great. Like, these chicks get it. Like, they know soaps. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I love the people that they talk to. It really kind of made me motivated and excited about 2019, because I think that Angel Sudsy Recap will be coming back in 2019, because hopefully I'll be caught up by then. So I'm taking PTO from work. I'm taking PTO from next Thursday until January 2nd. So I'm only going to be working. I only got 4 more days of work and then I'm done. So I'm excited though. Anyways, while I'm gone, I've already caught up on Days of Our Lives. I just was in General Hospital in Bold and Beautiful. And Bold and Beautiful will take like that because it's only a half-an-hour show. The others will take me a little while longer, but I've got so much. I'll have lots of free time on my hands, and I'll also have time to clean my apartment and have it look nice, and I'm excited about that. So I'm kind of like, it's kind of motivating to see, it's kind of motivating for next year. Like, I've never been so excited for a year to be over ever, but yeah. Okay, so having said that, okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick programming note. So, okay, so this past week was the finale for Dancing with the Stars Juniors, right? And we're going to go into that in a minute. And it was the semifinals for Strictly Come Dancing. So Dancing with the Stars Juniors is now done as well. So DWTS and DWTS Juniors is done. And then we just have Strictly next week, and it's the last episode. It's the finals next weekend for Strictly. So I was thinking that this would be the next episode will be the last episode of the show. But so I went through all of this rigmarole to find out about, to try to watch Strictly, because it doesn't air in the United States. So I kind of have to get, creative with how I find the episodes. And I found out that Dancing with the Stars Ireland starts in January. So I think I might be doing Dancing with the Stars Ireland only, because apparently Dancing with the Stars is not coming back in the springtime in the United States. It is coming back in the fall, but you know how they normally do 2 seasons a year? Yeah, they're not doing a second season this year. So it makes me, and basically it's the Bobby Bones effect. Like, Bobby Bones has successfully won the mirror ball, but he's also killed the franchise. So nice work. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I'm really excited about doing this Dancing with the Stars Ireland, because I know nobody there. I don't know any of the pros. I don't know any of the stars. I don't know any of the judges. I know Nothing. I'm hoping that Tristan McManus is one of the pros though, because he used to be on Dancing with the Stars here in America. So I at least know who he is, but he might not be. And I have no clue who any of the people are. No idea. So it's actually going to be kind of good because I'm not going to go in with like rooting for anyone or with any preconceived notions. So I'm kind of excited about that. It's going to be cool. So I need to find out more information about when it is, but definitely I'll be doing, I'll keep this Dancing for Relevancy going with Dancing with the Stars Ireland. Okay, so now let's talk Dancing with the Stars. Oh, wait, let me show you my eye. This is what I look like. Can you see? Look at that. Oh my God, it was so gross, right? That was my eye yesterday. It was bad. I took that picture on purpose because I was like, oh my God, you've got to see this. It's so awful. Oh my God, and I sent the picture to my mom and she was like, God, you look like crap. I'm like, really? Thanks, Mom. Thanks. Real nice. Okay. So, Dancing with the Stars Juniors. This was the finale. They did their freestyle. So excited about that. The first team that did their freestyle, well, before they did two dances. They did one dance that they have done before in the season, but the mentor actually got to dance with them for that first dance, and then the second dance was the freestyle. So Mackenzie and Sage went first. And they danced with Gleb, and they did a cha-cha-cha to Mackenzie's song, What If, right? And it was cute, and it was nice, you know. I mean, this is probably the closest Gleb has ever gotten to a mirror ball because no one really likes his partners ever. They always vote him off real quick. So, and it's not necessarily because they can't dance. Like, Erica Jane was fierce, but they let her go, like, week 3. So, you know... I'm glad that Gleb got to get this far in the finale. That was very cool. And then they did a freestyle, and it was a Christmas theme. I mean, I think all 4 of them had, all 4 of them had Christmas themes for the freestyle, which if I was a junior and I was dancing, I'd be like, oh my God, do we have to do Christmas? And then, of course, I would probably do something fierce, though. I would do like, Heat Miser, that I'm Mr. Heat Miser. You know, I would totally do that. Or maybe, what else would I do? I'd do something different. Like, I would want to do something completely, maybe Let It Go from Frozen. I don't know. I would do something completely different. So, yeah. But they did a fierce quasi-hip-hop routine to Justin Bieber's version of Little Drummer Boy. And it was pretty fucking tight. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty great. And they had the troupe dancing with them, and they just did a really, really good job. Like, I was just hella impressed. Like, it was incredible. And in fact, they got a perfect score for the freestyle. They got 3 10s. Now, they only got 2 9s and a 10 for their cha-cha, but it was still a higher score than they had got when they first did the cha-cha. Okay, so then the next team was Ariana and Artion. And they did Rolex, which was their little gangsta number, their jazz number by, who's Io and Tio. I've never heard the song before, actually, so I apologize if I am not saying the name right. But Brandon was with them, and they were hilarious. Like, they were so fierce. Like, I thought they were incredible. 30. They got a perfect score. Then they did a freestyle to You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. And Artion played the Grinch, and Ariana played Cindy Lou Who, and everyone else was like a Christmas tree or something. Like, they were all in like Christmas tree costumes. But what was funny was that it was kind of like, even though it was a freestyle, it was more like a musical theater jazz routine, like you would see on Strictly. And they did great. But they also got 28 out of 30 because they got a 10 and 2 9s. But I don't know. It's like, you know, I thought it was good. I thought it might have been a little too highbrow for the finale. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was before the finale, I thought it would be fine. But it was, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so then there was Miles and Riley. And they did a they did a salsa to Who Let the Dogs Out. And they had Lindsay. Lindsay danced with them. It was cute. That was adorable. And that also 28. And then they did a freestyle to Sleigh Ride. And they got a perfect score. But I thought it was the weakest of the freestyles, personally. Like, I would have scored it less than Ariana and Artion or Mackenzie and Sage, because I just didn't think it was all that great. It was cute, it was all right, but it wasn't finals, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so then there was Team Allen, and we'll talk a little bit about Allen too, because some interesting news came out this week about Allen Burstyn. So Sky and JT came out with Allen, and they did an adorable salsa to light it up. It was great. And then for their freestyle, they did it to Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. And they were flawless. Like, they got 2 perfect scores. So they got 60 out of 60. And it should come as no surprise that they won the Mirror Ball. They were the ones that were crowned the champions of Dancing with the Stars Junior. And you know what? They deserved it. JT was fierce. Sky was fierce. And everything about her, and even Mandy Moore was like, you know, I love how when you say you can do anything you want to, you just got to put your mind to it, and you can do anything. And she's like, and then you go out there and you do this, and it's like you walk the walk and talk the talk. You are fierce. And I was like, yes, girl, yes, get it. So I'm super happy for Allen, because he won too, because it was his team. Team Allen won. So I'm very happy for him. And I'm super happy, obviously, for Sky and JT. So let's talk a little bit about Allen and what happened with Allen this past week. So Entertainment Tonight came out with a story that Alexis Ren and Allen have broken up. They've decided to go their separate ways because she's in Japan working, and he is going on tour, and they just don't have time for each other. And I'm going, who didn't see that coming, right? I mean, come on. Come on. Like, first of all, she's all over Milo, all over her Instagram lately. And that's fine. That's great. You know, I buy that romance a lot more than I buy her with Allen. And so, you know, and I can't wait to see Allen on tour. I love seeing the Dancing with the Stars tour. I really enjoy it. It's pretty great. I've seen it the past 3 tours. I mean, I really like it. It's really awesome. I'm going to Long Beach to see it this year, though, in this March. Anyways. Yeah, so, again, not surprised. And I hope that he doesn't do this crap again next season. Like, it wasn't necessary. Like, you would have made it to 4th place regardless. You didn't need this phony showmance. It was ridiculous. But that's just me. Okay, so now let's hop across the pond. Obviously, these shows are getting a lot shorter because I have a lot less to talk about. Although I did spend a lot of it talking about my horrible eye infection I had yesterday. Well, it's not an infection. It was just an abrasion. Okay, so Strictly. So Strictly right now is on. So we're in England. Strictly Come Dancing, their version of Dancing with the Stars. They're in the semifinals. So there's 5 couples left. There's Kevin and Stacy, Faye and Giovanni, Ashley and Pasha, and who's the other one? AJ and Lauren. Okay, wait, and there's another one. And Joe and Diane. Okay. So, first things first, they had Stacy and Kevin, and they did an absolutely adorable Charleston to 5'2" Eyes of Blue by Spike Jones. It was so cute. Like, it was adorable. It was really, they got a 39 out of 40, because, you know, Craig, he doesn't part with them 10s very easily, but everyone else was like, oh, 10, 10. And then they did a Viennese waltz because everyone did 2 dances this week. So then they did a Viennese waltz to You're My World by Cilla Black. Now, when Joe and Diane did the Viennese waltz oh no, that was this year. Okay, just kidding. Hold up. So, okay. So they did the Viennese waltz, and they did a great job, right? They but not quite as scored, not quite as high. They got 36 instead of 39, but they still did a good job. I love Stacey and Kevin. I love Kevin. He's so damn cute. He might be my crush on Strictly, and there's so many hot guys on Strictly. Kevin, AJ, Giovanni, Graziano. Yeah, there's a lot. I can't take it. Okay, so anyways, then let's talk about Joe and Diane. So Joe and Diane, first they did a Viennese waltz, and the judges kind of came down hard on him because with a regular waltz, there's a lot of rise and fall, you know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And that's how it should be. But a Viennese waltz is very 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's very flat, right? It's all the same level. And they kind of got onto him because he had quite a bit of rise and fall. And they were like, you treated this like it was a regular waltz, and it really isn't. It's a Viennese waltz, and they don't have that in Viennese waltz. So I totally got it too. So Craig gave him a 6. I mean, it's the semifinals, and he got a 6. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, yikes. All right. Okay, so then they did an Argentine tango to Red Right Hand by Nick Cave in the Bad Season. It was okay. It was cute, but, you know, they only got a 30. Like, they got a 29 out of 40 for the Viennese waltz, and then they got a 30 out of 40. So they were probably, yeah, they were definitely the lowest. No, they weren't. Well, okay. Anyways, they should have been in the bottom 2, but they weren't. They weren't. Spoiler alert, they weren't in the bottom 2. Okay, so then we have Ashley and Pasha, and they did a Paso Doble to Spectrum Say My Name by Florence and the Machine. It was good. It was you know, the Paso Doble, it was great because, you know, one of the criticisms that Ashley has gotten this whole season has been that she attacks every single dance, and she's got this intensity. And it worked for her in the Paso Doble. Like, it was fierce. Whereas, like, with the quick step, there should have been a more dynamic emotions. Like, it should be quick, and then slow it down, and then quick, and then slow, you know? And it was just quick the whole time. And she was just attacking it. And technically flawless, but I see where they were coming from when they told her that. But the Paso Doble, she fucking rocked that shit out. But she only got 4 9s, but she was still great. And then the American Smooth, they did American Smooth to Ain't That a Kick in the Head by Dean Martin, who is very popular here in Las Vegas. There's a street called Dean Martin Drive, and there's a big condo building called the Martin. So, yeah. They got a 40. Craig actually parted with that 10 paddle, and he gave them a 40. So that was good. So, okay. So then there was Lauren and AJ. And first things first, they did a tango to Nutbush City Limits by Tina Turner. And it was okay. Like, but she was scored a 31. She got a 7. It was still not a 6, Joe. But it was like, okay. I mean, I kind of understood. I was like, okay, I get this. I get it, right? And then they did a samba to Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation. Now, first of all, you know I'm a child of the 70s, and I love me some disco. And I love everything about it. Excuse me. But it wasn't that great. And she actually ended up getting scored a 5 from Craig. So, and because it was that the choreography wasn't good, and she messed up the choreography. So, you know, I knew she was going to be in the bottom 2. I knew it. Now I just didn't know who was going to, I really didn't know who was going to be with her. But before we get to the bottom 2, let's talk about Faye and Giovanni. They came out and they did a samba to I Go to Rio by Pablo Cruz, and it was so good. It was so good. But again, they only got 37 because they got 110 from Bruno and everyone else gave them a 9. And then they did an Argentine tango to La Comparsita by Machiko Ozawa, which is funny because it's a Japanese person, but it's an Argentine tango. And they got a 39. I really think they deserved a 40 with that, though. It was so fierce. It was fierce. It was great. So the bottom two in Strictly Come Dancing this year, or this last week, was Lauren and AJ and Ashley and Pasha. So again, if I was Lauren and I'm going against someone in the dance-off, if it's Ashley, you know you can pack those fucking bags because the judges will always save her. They will always pick her. Now, if Ashley had to go against Faye in the dance-off, or even Joe, that would have been a little, or even Stacy, that would have been a lot more interesting because, you know, then the judges love all four of those couples. And so we don't know who they would have chosen. They might not necessarily have chosen Ashley, you know. So, but of course they chose Pasha and Ashley, and they let them stay, and they sent Lauren on her merry way. And Lauren was great about everything. She was wonderful. And so next week apparently they do the freestyle in England, except they don't call it freestyle, they call it show dance. So, okay, whatever, show dance. Basically, there's no rules, right? And that's probably, I think, why they call it the freestyle here in America, because we get that there's no rules because it's a freestyle. But so there's the show dance, and they also do one dance that the couples have done previously. So kind of like the juniors. It's almost exactly like the Dancing with the Stars juniors, except they don't have a mentor to dance with them this time. So what's interesting is that Faye and Giovanni are doing their, and I knew, and I'm so glad that they picked this dance, because I thought this actually was my favorite dance. Now for week 3, they did a quick step to You're the One That I Want, and everyone loved that, thought that was their favorite dance. Although their Charleston to Lonely Goatherd was pretty fierce too. But it was the week before that, I think it was week 2, they did I think it might have been a Viennese waltz to It's a Man's World. And it was just ferocious. It was phenomenal. I was so impressed. It was just hella good. So I'm glad that they're doing that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm voting for Faye. I want Faye to win. Now, if she doesn't win, you know, obviously I'm not gonna be, you know, devastated, but because she made it to the final, you know, and the rest it's up to England, right? But you know, if Stacy wins, I'll be okay with that. Honestly, I don't think that Ashley will win because she's been in the bottom 3 these last 3 weeks, and the judges actually have no say at all in the final. I mean, they have their scores, and the people get to score them, but they don't get to save anyone like they do during the week, during the season. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. Or it could be Joe. And if that's the case, it would be kind of like a Bobby Bones situation. But the difference, though, is that Joe can actually dance. You know, Bobby Bones, not so much. So, but what's funny is that Joe's partner, Diane, she kind of reminds me of Sharna. So what's funny is that Diane and Giovanni remind me of Charlotte and Alan here with Dancing with the Stars. And so she's got this fire engine red hair. And Joe said, if you can take, and he said this week 1, he's like, if you get me to the final, I will dye my hair your color. And so they have this show called It Takes Two every single day of the week. Now, I haven't been able to watch any of It Takes Two because it's enough for me to watch this Dancing with the Stars every fucking week. It's kind of crazy. But he did it. He dyed his hair red. So I can't wait to see his routines either, just because it's crazy. He looked just like, he must have bought her same bottle because it's incredible. So anyways, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day whenever you decide to watch this. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you next week for sure as we talk Dancing with the Stars. And I'm done with my job at that point because I'm on vacation until January 2nd. Take a quick little reprise from the YouTube channel for a little while, and then I will come back, hopefully with Angel Sudsy recap, and then we'll still do this live. I love this going live. I just love it. It's so fantastic. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can like this, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. And if you want to know next time I go live, just hit that bell. There's a bell that says notifications, and that'll tell you next time I'm live. So next time I'm live, if you want to, interact with me, please feel free to watch. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for taking the time whenever it is that you're watching this, and have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.